What's up, guys? Farooqi Bros here. This is podcast number 17. I'm your host, Sheraz Farooqi, and we're joined by my brother, Zayyan.
What's up?
My cousin, Omer.
Hey, everyone.
And my other cousin, Samir.
What's up?
And today we're going to be kind of just honing in and talking about Ben Affleck and rumors around Matt Reeves' Batman movie, kind of give our thoughts on the latest rumors and our own predictions and speculation from our end as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into the news of the week. Let's talk about some rumors or some things going on. A few minutes ago, the Shazam teaser just dropped. It's ahead of the full trailer, so we'll do a full breakdown when the trailer drops this Tuesday. But for now, we can kind of give our very basic, like one sentence, one line, kind of what we're thinking about the teaser. I'll start us off. I think the teaser is pretty great. A lot of those shots the four of us have seen already. We've been given a few looks at the trailer earlier in the month, so we're very excited to see the full product and can't wait for you guys to see it in its totality. But a lot of those shots, especially the money shot of Billy jumping off the building and the lightning striking him and him becoming Shazam, was pretty great. Zayyan, what do you think about that quick teaser? Just one line.
I agree with everything. The tone looks great. I mean, the film is about a kid who becomes a superhero, gets all his powers. I think the tone is perfect for what you're trying to do, and the visuals look great already, which is awesome.
Yep, that was good. I got a lot of Man of Steel vibes from Dr. Savannah. It looks like the movie's been pretty good. What do you think?
I agree with Omer. I got a lot of Man of Steel vibes too.
Did you?
Thing is, though, I had this one problem. I really wanted him to fix the lightning bolt when he says Shazam. That makes it turn into Shazam.
What's wrong?
But it's I don't know. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Way more flashy. Something more flashy or something?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully post-production is still pretty big. So we'll
Not no.
All right, basically, and just to kind of like reiterate, like
What are you reiterating?
I don't know. We also do the exact same thing that's like Man of Steel, so I guess it's like Man of Steel.
I never said anything on Man of Steel, but that one shot of Savannah hitting Shazam was like Man of Steel.
True, and the full trailer have a lot more Man of Steel vibes.
Anytime Shazam's gonna fly, it's gonna feel like it's Man of Steel.
Exactly.
Flying, feel like that. Superman.
More because there's
Fly
so few
straight.
so few superheroes that can fly that even if you see Shazam flying, you get the vibes, obviously. But the other news was there's been a lot of rumors surrounding once again topic that's been going on for 2 years straight. Ben Affleck and Batman, and kind of like where does Matt Reeves' movie kind of stand? Where's it in production value? Not production value, but where is it in production? And currently, it's scheduled to start the main part of production shooting in November of this year. And, you know, obviously with DC, things get delayed. Like, we just saw that Fantastic Beasts got delayed. Fantastic Beasts 3 got delayed by a couple of months. So,
I don't see Samir's pretty.
maybe Samir just pointed, I don't know.
Okay.
But that movie got delayed just by a couple of months. So it's supposed to start shooting in the summer, and instead it's shooting in November. And so the Batman also, just because it says November right now, there's no guarantees. But we can talk about kind of what we think about the movie in general and the castings and some of the rumors and basically the whole thing. Like, what do we think about it? I know, you know, there's like a saying that, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. And after 2 straight years of every single person saying Ben Affleck's not coming back, I think it's pretty safe to assume he's done as the role. So whoever's going to be Batman next, you kind of already have to have in your mind that at least for the majority of the film, we're getting a brand new Batman. And for Matt Reeves' trilogy, it's going to be a brand new Batman. No matter how much we can cry about it, it's not going to change. If Batman Affleck does come back, I think he's going to be in a limited role. And honestly, if he does come back, I'm rooting for it, and I want it to happen. But kind of, what do you guys think about it? I'll give it to Omer, I guess. What you can go on one of your patented soliloquies. So what do you think about the Batman?
I think they can. Again, it all depends on if he wants to do it, and obviously, we all know that he kind of doesn't want to do it anymore. But I still think there's a way to kind of just to not compromise the universe. Not that if you recast, you'll compromise the universe, but when you're recasting someone as big as that, then yeah, it kind of doesn't work. At least for me, it doesn't. So I think Ben Affleck if he depends on if he would want to do something like narrating or like Wonder Woman did, like she did in the beginning where they show her in present day and then it goes back to a flashback and then then the movie takes place and then comes back to the present, something like that. It depends on the role that he could play. And obviously there was rumors that he might be interested in something like that. So as far as the younger Batman, I think you can have the younger actor. It could be a Batman-centric story with very few Bruce Wayne scenes. And if you make it so that the younger Batman is Batman throughout the film, and the only Bruce Wayne scenes we see is present day with Ben Affleck, that works. You could do something like that where it doesn't compromise, the universe. I think the only kind of issues I would see with that would be that the younger actor wouldn't actually be getting much of the limelight, because even Ben Affleck kind of talked about this with Batman v Superman, that the director's job is to make Batman. The actor's really focused on Bruce Wayne. So in a way, it kind of demeans that the younger actor that would play Batman, like, it wouldn't be the same thing as, like, he wouldn't get a fair shake like Christian Bale or even Ben Affleck did with a full performance. But I think it depends. And again, like, what's his name again? Tommy Emmerich or something?
Toby Emmerich.
Toby Emmerich, yeah. He said the other day that they're not focused on a shared universe. They're focused on telling, like, stories, singular stories. They're their own thing. They're part of a universe, cinematic universe, but it's its own thing. I don't know, like, yeah. My take is, if you can involve Ben Affleck in anything, it's great. It's good. If he's involved, it's good, because I think he's the greatest Batman ever. So, and Bruce Wayne, Zayyan.
Oh no,
He's too old.
That's a top discussion for another day. But just to jump off all your other points, I pretty much agree with everything, especially how if they could feature Ben in like a pseudo cameo role where he like narrates, or maybe you have a few scenes of him in the present and he's like trying to figure out an old unsolved case, and it takes you flashback to him in the past doing things with a different actor. I wouldn't mind something along those lines, but honestly, I love Ben Affleck in Batman v Superman, and it would be amazing to have him back, but at some point, WB just has to, or Matt Reeves, they have to just come out and say, all right, this is Batman. Like, the speculation has to end. And if it is or isn't, honestly, in the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter, because we always talk about this. Superman, Batman, doesn't matter. The characters are bigger than the actors. And no matter how much we love this one version, there's going to be another Batman no matter what. So my thing is that, at least they should be transparent. They should say, all right, we're either looking at these people or we've decided with this actor to go with. I think that would be the case. That would be much better than just like, for so long we've been just getting strung along saying, oh yeah, is it this? Is it that? Is Ben back? Is he not? I think just say what the situation is, and we'll just have to accept it for what it is.
BVS 20 years in Gotham Batman is not the way to go.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
That Batman is too old, man.
So they're saying there's no stories they could, in your opinion, there's no stories they could do from the point he's at in BVS onward?
No, they could, but like,
so then what?
Why would they? They shouldn't.
Well,
because they're trying to expand the universe.
Yeah, but we had a young Batman in the Nolan trilogy. Why can't we have an older Batman for this new Matt Reeves trilogy? Why does it have to be a young Batman?
Because they're starting to expand the universe, and you shouldn't start off with an old Batman.
Well, but like Emmerich said, it's
not as old as he is.
But it worked.
It's
not
more
as
of
old as he is.
It's more of a collective stories than a shared universe, so they can make their own thing.
Here's what I heard, right? Here's like some.
The point of the Zack Snyder trilogy is to. Wait, actually, no, we can't say that. The Zack Snyder thing, we can't say that.
Well, we could. Do you mean the 4-movie plan for Zack Snyder?
Well, the death is.
Meaning Zack Snyder never planned, like, the original DCU never planned for an old Batman movie outside of just one movie where Ben Affleck just does against Deathstroke. It was supposed to be an in-between movie of Justice League 1 and 2. Because remember, the original, the Batman release date was 2018. So if we were going on the original plan, we already would have seen a Batman movie against Deathstroke. But remember, Samir is right on one point. The big plan was never for an old Batman. It was just one movie with Ben Affleck. So even in Snyder's version of the plan, there never was going to be a Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. version of Ben Affleck who's staying forever in the role. He'd have always just done one movie, 2 movies, and quit. So in that sense, I think Samir's right. But
which is smarter because these actors are starting a little older. Like Ben Affleck is.
But that's why Samir is saying, like, in terms of the universe, in terms of fleshing out the universe, you want a younger Batman so he can stay in the role for much longer. Because now the next Batman they cast, whoever they cast in Matt Reeves' Batman is going to be the Batman for the next 10 years. Because now if they're trying to build a universe, as long as it doesn't flop. If Matt Reeves' Batman flops, then we'll get another Batman. But Batman's going to keep happening. Like, it doesn't matter how many flops happen, they're going to keep making new Batman movies. So, but it's safe to say, because Matt Reeves is...
flop too. Batman's a very hard character to flop.
Exactly. But they rebooted him at least in the last 20 years. We've had 6 Batmans, right? So there's been a lot of reboots. We had Michael Keaton, then we had Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and now whoever's replacing Ben Affleck. That's 6 Batman.
Although Ben Affleck can play a younger Batman, it's just then you're gonna have to delay this whole thing because if you're gonna start in November, he can't get in shape. He's not in shape right now. We've seen pictures online.
I mean, he could play. I think he could play Batman, but not 20 years younger. Maybe 10 years younger. Like
Batman v Superman's a weird movie because he's broken in that movie, but a lot of his brokenness is linked to Superman. If you kind of just even 2 years before that is good enough.
Yeah,
good enough. He'll still be dark because you don't know how long ago Joker killed Robin, but again, you can still work with that.
I think Zach said it was 10 years.
Yeah, and here's what I heard. Like I heard like just this is half it's my theory, half it's some small little whispers I've been hearing from people. But the idea is this, right? There's 2 ideas. There's 2 trains of thought. Train number 1 is that Matt Reeves has zero intention of this being in the DC extended universe,
which I don't like.
And he just wants to make his 3-movie trilogy the same way Christopher Nolan did. He wants to make it in-house. His universe, his laws, anything he wants happens, goes. He wants no interference.
And the Warner Brothers were complete idiots because why were you trying to build a universe and then now you're getting a guy that has no interest in that? That's why they
not really building a universe anymore.
Didn't Toby Emmerich say we don't care about the shared universe anymore?
Why didn't they just? No, I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that why would you even look at Matt Reeves as an option for directing the Batman film if your whole thing before was to make a cinematic universe? Why would you look at Matt Reeves? Why wouldn't you just go to Ben Affleck, look at the script he had, and run with that?
Well, whatever happened internally behind the scenes, either you take it at face value. At face value, Ben Affleck himself said that I have no interest in the role and I don't want to direct it because the stress.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He said the stress of being a director and an actor is crazy. That's why no one ever does it. Very few people do it. He did it himself, but
like I don't believe he would work on a script that hard and then all of a sudden the stress is too much.
Well, maybe it wasn't on him.
Well, also because his other movie flopped too at the same time. And remember, he was getting very stressed out because every day during Live by Night, they kept asking him.
Yeah, but he should know that when you make a film.
But remember, he's not. Remember, think about it. Remember, Ben Affleck is not a fan.
Batman is.
Dude, but I'm telling you, Ben Affleck's not a fan of Batman. He's not a fan of comic books. He's not like us. He's not a fan.
Yeah,
just like Christian Bale. He just wants to make a movie, and he thought if he has a good script, he'll make a good movie, right? But I think something happened, and if you want to kind of go down to the rabbit hole and see kind of why it happened, people have theories that maybe some people in the industry, some people at DC Comics might have pushed him out the door, or because of what was happening with Justice League, he knew his time was up. When Snyder got fired, he knew it was over. So there's a lot of concepts. But remember, he left the directing chair in April before Justice League came out, right? So it was still a lot of months. And then what happened was, for those listeners who don't know the kind of timeline, WB immediately started courting Matt Reeves because he just did War for the Planet of the Apes, which we all can agree was a masterpiece movie. And they wanted him to do a Caesar kind of storyline for Batman. So Matt Reeves said, okay, let's try it. And apparently they almost got a deal with Matt Reeves, and then out of nowhere, Matt Reeves left. He said, "I'm not going to do the Batman movie anymore." And we don't know what happened there. For a few minutes, he signed on to be the Batman director. Then he left for like a week, and then he came back saying being the movie director again. So in that week, we don't know what happened, but a lot of reports, like the Hollywood Reporter, said he wanted directorial control. You know, he didn't want producer movies. Because remember, if you want a producer movie, that's the MCU, where Kevin Feige is like the overhead seer, and he decides every single movie and where it fits in the timeline. The DC has nobody like that. Maybe Snyder used to be that, but right now nobody's deciding like what happens in the timeline. So Matt Reeves is like, if I'm taking over, I want 100% control, which he deserves because he's a good director. Good directors deserve control in their movies. Actually, every director deserves control.
Yeah, every director.
I don't think any director wants a movie where someone else is taking credit or someone else is changing what their vision is. So I'm sure he wanted his own kind of idea. Now, at the same time, Ben Affleck said, "Welcome to the Batcave," right? Which people assumed. And he said, for all intents and purposes, I think he said with Jimmy Kimmel at an interview, he said that I'm going to still be Batman. You know, I'm still Batman. But I'm working with Matt Reeves, you know? Somewhere in that time, they interviewed Matt Reeves, and Matt Reeves said that I'm doing a brand new script now. Like, we're not using...
The Kimmel interview was way before. He actually said he was still the director.
Okay. So I'm mistaken there. But he did do somewhere in there where he said he's still Batman. Then Matt Reeves did an interview saying
he said, remember? So,
yeah.
Would be an ape on the ground for Matt Reeves.
That was during Comic-Con, where he said that because in Comic-Con the rumors were very heavy that he's not going to be Batman anymore. And then he said, "Are you crazy? I'll be an ape on the ground for Matt Reeves." And he's so excited for Matt Reeves' vision for the film, right? And Matt Reeves apparently had a very good vision and had a script. Like he had, from my understanding, there's multiple scripts of the Batman, multiple. There's one script where it's Ben Affleck as a present-day Batman, the whole movie. There's one script where it's probably just a young Batman with no even one semblance of Ben Affleck in it. And there's probably one in the middle, like a middle script, which is what we were hearing about last week. I mean, this week and last week about that middle script, because Matt Reeves just sent his second rewrite back to WB. So we don't know. Obviously, it's all hearsay. Everyone's saying what they think. No one really knows the truth.
Honestly, I don't even think Matt Reeves is trying to be like. It's like I bet like Matt Reeves probably wants Ben Affleck to do it. That's why he's waited so long to like.
Yeah, he's not saying anything, announcing anything.
Writing the script like just to try to get him, you know.
Well, it's just like Marvel. Marvel wrote two different scripts for Civil War, right? They wrote two different Civil War scripts. One script of Civil War had Spider-Man, one didn't, and it was very different of how the things went played without Spider-Man. So same thing. Like he has a script with Batman, with Ben Affleck, without. But now, if the ball's in his corner and Affleck is not telling him, then he can't wait this long. He has to say I have to start production, so you gotta let me know.
That's goes away at that point, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna find out in the next 2-3 months for sure. Like this is the year now. Like this is the year where we're gonna find out.
Let's hope we find out something, because I think all of us are pretty much getting sick of the speculation.
Yeah. The day-to-day is a little
long running now.
But you know, it is what it is. Samir, what do you think about young Batman? What do you think about that?
What?
What's your thoughts on the young Batman? Huh?
On what you're cutting, bro?
Oh, how much have I been cutting the whole time? No one knows. All right.
No,
just at the end. Just at the end.
All right. So I said, what do you think about young Batman? Kind of the rumors of the Penguin as a villain. Like, what villains do you want to see? Matt Reeves said he wants to make a very mystery movie. So what are you guys thinking, Samir?
I don't like the Penguin as a villain for a movie.
Well, I think he's going to be a secondary villain. I think the main villain is going to be someone else. But do you guys have any theories? Anyone you want, like, personally want as the villain?
He says he wants it to be like a psychological, like, thriller, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, he wants to be a. He said he wants to do something for Bruce Wayne, like he did for Caesar. So you got to think about what he did for Caesar, especially the later two movies, and then see how that can work with.
Well, it's easy for it's easy for anyone to say Joker, but honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that makes no sense. Like, because we've seen the Joker so many times.
Yeah, I'm thinking either Riddler, Scarecrow, Hush.
Yeah, dude, I think
Scarecrow would be sick.
I personally have been saying I want Scarecrow. Like, I don't know how long I've been saying it, but I don't think that's gonna be the case.
Go ahead, John.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna be the case though. Hush would be pretty awesome to have. And I'm hearing people throwing out Court of Owls, things like that.
Yeah,
Those are pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah.
all the young Batman storylines.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of. I like Penguin as a character, but I think in a film where you're really deep diving into his psychological and Batman's psyche, I don't think Penguin's the right character for that.
I think he's gonna be a secondary villain, man. Remember, the Cobblepots are like connected to the Waynes, so I think it's possible that Bruce Wayne's
There's also
parents.
one iteration there came to the Penguins.
That's what's but there's a chance that if it's a young Batman story, maybe Penguin knows his dad. They know there's like a family connection there, like things like that. And we know a lot of things about Matt Reeves, like his movies. They're very family oriented. Like
Hush would be perfect for that then, because then you have the Elliott family, who's also connected to the Waynes.
Yeah, Hush. I think if they do Hush, like it'll be a different game because Hush is like a different type of villain. For our readers, maybe some of you guys, listeners, I mean, some of you guys probably don't know who Hush is, but if you guys haven't read Batman Hush, amazing storyline, probably one of his best Batman comics. And Hush is basically a kid, not a kid, but a man named Thomas Elliott, who was Bruce Wayne's best friend as a kid. And when Bruce Wayne's parents died in the car crash, not car crash, what the hell?
It was Elliott's parents who died in a car crash.
Yeah.
And Bruce's parents helped save, I think, his mom or something.
Yeah. And
like his dad in the hospital.
But when his parents did get eventually shot, Bruce got all the inheritance, but Thomas Elliott got like jealous and stuff like that. There's a lot of storylines here.
Because he wanted to, Elliott planned his own parents' death so he could inherit the money.
Yeah. And
then when the Wayne saved his parents, then
either way, he goes on like a vengeful quest where he hates Bruce Wayne. So eventually, I think he finds out, or depending on what iteration, play the games, play the comics, but
Arkham Knight did a great
Arkham Knight did a cool little thing. Arkham City also hinted at it. Like when he kind of becomes Bruce Wayne and he's ruining Bruce Wayne's name internally. And it's an interesting story. It's very psychological. It's something that I think could work for Matt Reeves. But I guess that's it for that topic, I'm thinking.
I'm trying to get the Mad Hatter.
I'm saying.
The Mad Hatter.
Honest.
Trying to get what?
Samir, kind of remind me of Mad Hatter looking.
Samir is kind of like Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter. Tweedlebrain and Tweedlebane.
Samir, do you know the Mad Hatter's real name?
What was it?
Jervis Tetch, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the topic as a whole, what it really boils down to is kind of, are fans ready for a recast? Are fans ready for a new Batman? And before I make my point, I just want to reiterate that we all, especially myself, I want Ben Affleck back in the role, and I want him doing a solo movie. And I think it's pretty, really unfortunate that we never got to see him in one full movie. Like, we only got him as the second main character in one movie, a 2-second cameo in another movie, and then he was just there for a 15.
And we wish we didn't see him in Justice.
Yeah, and I'd rather not have seen it in Justice League. Right? I know Samir told me a few minutes ago that they should release Snyder Cut. I agree, but
Snyder's point was to kill Batman at the end, man. You're starting the story at the ending.
That's why it's like a one.
That's why it would have been so good.
It would have been like Lord of the Rings, man.
And that's why it would have been unique. It's the point.
Either way, the point is, are people ready for a reboot? And I think people will learn to reboot. It's like you deal with it. You deal with it when it happens. You can talk. I can go as far back as I need to for this, but let's just go to an example like Spider-Man, right? And Tobey Maguire in 2007 was Spider-Man 3, and right away, just very similar. That's what I was thinking about. It's very similar to this situation because Spider-Man 4 was actually in development right away, and they were developing Spider-Man 4. I was gonna have Mysterio as the main villain. No, it was gonna have the Lizard as the main villain, but Mysterio was gonna show up. So it was really Mysterio and the Lizard. And they were teasing it. They were trying to get it done, and obviously in the end, talks broke down, and all the actors left the roles, right? And that's when Sony decided. Sony didn't force to reboot. Sony didn't want to reboot. They were forced to reboot. Sony wanted to make a Spider-Man 4. I mean, why wouldn't you? That franchise was so strong. Just like how WB wanted to make the Batman movie, but it didn't work out. So either way, a reboot came with Andrew Garfield. What happened?
What was that?
I don't know.
Omer, was that your beard?
Nope, I'm on my laptop.
All right. Either way, when Spider-Man got rebooted, people were actually pretty pissed. Obviously, there was no social media, there was no Twitter, so it's hard to tell. But people were angry. People didn't want Tobey Maguire to leave the role. But either way, when Andrew Garfield did come out, people got used to it and they even embraced him.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and then so 2 movies later, Andrew Garfield also got rebooted, and we got Tom Holland literally 2 years after 2014. We got him in 2016, and now Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So I think people get used to these kind of things, and it takes obviously when the middle time everyone's complaining, and when Andrew Garfield got recasted and we didn't know who the new Spider-Man would be, everybody wanted Andrew Garfield to come back and meet the Avengers. Everybody, I remember. It didn't happen. So I think people get used to it.
Thing is, those are 3 different. So you reboot Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, right? That's a whole different universe. And then Tom Holland in the MCU, as much as people wanted Andrew Garfield in that universe, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't do well with critics or the fans. So when they chose to go a new route, it was still a different Spider-Man. You know what I mean? With this Ben Affleck situation, it's different in it that it's the same. They want to keep the same continuity in one universe, but they want to recast. Or it's not that they want to recast, actually. I'm sure they actually want Ben back. But at the same time, when you recast, again, there's going to be issues because it's the same universe. So it's harder for people. I think it would have been easier for people if it was like a reboot of a universe. Not that I'm saying they should do that. It would have been easier for people. It would be easier to swallow for people if it was just a new Batman. It was a whole different thing. It was its own thing.
But are you saying that you prefer that if Matt Reeves said tomorrow that this is a full reboot outside the DCEU, you prefer it?
No, because wait up.
I think that answers the question.
No, because I want to see where they go with the universe, right? Like as much as we were disappointed with Justice League, I still want to see what they do with the universe. But you can't what they're trying to do is kind of soft reboot the universe, like act like Man of Steel, Batman, Superman never happened. And the thing is, like, even with Ben leaving, I'm saying there's a way you could do this so that the continuity still is there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to bridge that. There's ways to think about it where, and I'm sure they've thought of every single way. Obviously, these movies, like, they don't just do things, right? They think through all the possible outcomes that are there. You know? But at the same time, like, I feel like
But a simple question was this. If tomorrow someone gave you only 2 choices, the exact same Matt Reeves movie, meaning nothing different, there'd be no Ben Affleck cameo, it's just a new Batman trilogy, and no differences. There's one option where it's in the DCEU, set before BVS, or one option where it's a complete separate reboot. You think that the fans would have an easier time swallowing the pill if it was a complete reboot than saying, oh no, it's still in the DCU, don't worry, but the story's going to be the same. So what's better of the 2 options?
The recasting specifically, not like if they announce tomorrow they're rebooting the universe, people lose their minds because people still want.
No, I'm saying no.
Batman.
Just like
just the casting issue. Yeah, I think they would have an easier time swallowing that because it's still now it's its own thing.
All right, but what would you prefer?
What would you prefer? What do you prefer personally? Would you prefer a Matt Reeves trilogy set in the DCEU 20 years before BVS, or a Matt Reeves trilogy also about a young Batman but set entirely out of the DCEU without any differences? Like, it's the exact same movie, top to bottom, no differences. Just it's either set in the universe or not. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I'd rather have it in the universe still.
So I agree with that too.
That's like my.
Because that keeps the universe alive. Because here,
that keeps the universe alive.
So Samir, what do you think though? Would you rather have the same exact Matt Reeves trilogy? Would you have it in the universe pre-BVS, or have it as a brand new continuity, just like Joker is?
In the universe, bro.
And what do you think, Zayyan?
Dude, I disagree. Honestly,
Why?
if I'd rather have him, if he had a choice, if Matt Reeves was given a choice by WWE, do you want to keep it in this universe or have a separate like a little continuity where you create your own 3 films, I would always prefer the separate because then you're not hold down or barred by any
No, but
previous.
he was
things
never
that
would
have
have
been
been
said.
held on anyways because it's in the past.
Yes, but it gives him the option to do future things too. He can do. Then he has the option to do whatever he wants.
No, but here's
You
what
understand?
I
This canon that's been established already with Joker, Harley Quinn, and a lot of Batman supporting characters, and Gordon. You can change everything. You can now it gives Matt Reeves much easier option to do what he wants. And if it gives us a better Batman film, then that's all I care about, rather than him being putting limitations on his film just so we can fit in.
Now, here's what I heard, and also what my own personal opinion is, kind of a combination of what I heard and my opinion from people I've spoken to. And you guys can give me kind of your raw reactions to it. Here's what Matt Reeves, what could happen if it's in the universe, right? Here's the exit strategy, because everything, like Omer said, it's about the big plan, right? It's about the big plan. So here's what I think it is. Matt Reeves makes a full trilogy set 20 years before BVS. Meaning, by saying it's set 20 years before, it's like an open playground. Like there's an open canvas. You can do whatever you want, right? Just 20 years before, 3 movies happen covering Batman's younger days, right? After that happens, by 3 movies, remember, people fell in love with Ben Affleck after 1 movie as him as a half character, 1 as for 2 minutes, and the other one as a caricature, and people love him. Now imagine 3 full movies with a brand new Batman that Matt Reeves himself is like growing, right? And we trust Matt Reeves as a director's vision, right? So if he makes a good Batman, 3 movies later, so now we're thinking 2025, right? After a trilogy, let's just say. At that point, we would have had Aquaman 2, we would have had at least Wonder Woman 3, we would have had a lot of movies already. Flash, hopefully, by then would have been out, right? Superman, let's just forget that. Superman's probably never coming out. But we would have most of the universe would have been set, right? Then you do the bait and switch. You simply switch out. Then the next Justice League 2, it's gonna be the new actor. And then you just like that's when the transition happened because it's in the universe, you just kind of forget.
It's gonna be Justice League 2.
Oh, I think
These set of characters.
There's gonna be Justice League 2 simply because Aquaman got $1 billion. But it's not right now. There's gonna be one.
Flash is up in the air. Cyborg is
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you, the new Justice League won't have Cyborg. They're gonna have a refined cast with
Superman doesn't exist.
Yeah, they'll put Supergirl instead.
Batman's taking place in the past. So what
Yeah.
Justice League
No,
are
no.
you talking about?
Batman takes in the past, but then by the end of the Batman trilogy,
By the end of
you'll
Batman
have him
trilogy,
right there.
So 20 years later, he looks exactly the same.
No, because
Doing stuff?
no, because by then the audience is 100% caught in the new Batman. It does not matter anymore. Then you're gonna want to see the new Batman with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Aquaman because it doesn't matter anymore. And you just say, "Oh yeah, I did that." I fought. You make one stupid joke with him. Oh yeah, I fought Superman once. Like that's it. And then you just have to assume it's the same Batman, which is the middle. He look different. Just bridge it by just what's it called? What's the thing we learned in like 7th grade? The very simple concept, you know, like Mrs. Elkin's class. What did she say?
What?
Something about like
Shooting out your teacher right now?
Herring?
Huh?
Red herring?
No, it's something like like you just deal with it. Like you can make
suspension of disbelief.
It's called a suspension of disbelief. It's a very good concept that we learned back in the day in high school, but you gotta. It's actually so prevalent for this kind of stuff. Like if we got 3 movies with a brand new Batman, and the universe is thriving, and Wonder Woman 2 made $1 billion, and Aquaman 2 made $1 billion, everything's going well. You tell me they're not gonna make a Justice League 2 with that and the new Batman just because Ben Affleck was once upon a time Batman years ago? It doesn't matter
Okay, so
anymore.
that's 3 leaguers.
That's all you
make
need.
a Justice League
Plus
movie with 3
no.
leaguers.
Plus Flash off movie by then. No,
Here's the
I'm not saying no.
Superman.
You're overthinking the point of what
They're just
heroes
gonna
are there.
fix it.
I'm saying the point is they're gonna make the switcheroo with the new Batman is the status quo. Like that's
Yeah,
what I'm talking
here's the
about.
thing. Here's the thing, my friend. A lot of things have to go right. Okay, first of all, we don't know if the new Batman's gonna be insanely good. All right, we don't know that. And this is my main thing with the whole Ben Affleck situation. All right,
But we didn't know if Ben Affleck would be good either. We didn't know that'd be good.
please, wait,
Dude.
bro, you.
No.
Omer,
There's a
you
better
literally
chance.
Omer.
There's a better chance Matt Reeves film
Look
is
at-
better than Ben
hated
Affleck.
Ben Affleck before.
Yeah,
you
Omer, let's not play on. We all cursed it out. None of us believed in it.
Wait up. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying something completely different. I'm not talking about our reaction to when he was casted. Okay, we
No,
don't even know what that.
No, because that's gonna be a reaction
we
when the new
didn't.
Batman's
We didn't
casted.
know anything. We didn't know anything.
No,
okay?
but that's saying we don't know anything about Matt Reeves' Batman either. It's the same situation.
Again, but I'm saying I'm not going either way or. I'm staying right in the middle. I'm saying that this guy still, whoever he casts, he has to do well. And there's no set thing that he will. There's no 100% or even 80% or even 50% thing. that he's gonna do really, really well as Bruce Wayne. Okay, Ben Affleck. Here's the thing: Justice League. Take Justice League out of it. Okay, Justice League is shit. Take that completely out of your mind. Okay, let's act like that doesn't exist.
What about Snyder Cut?
If you look at Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut exists, but it's probably never coming out.
Even if it does, it's useless.
Anyway, but at the
No, Samir's a point because it's not canon, so it doesn't matter.
No, if it did come out, it wouldn't.
That's
and-
not even it.
I'm obviously not disrespecting that.
No.
Because first, not his plan.
Doesn't-
Not his
that-
plan is dead. So
Samir, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We don't want to hear you.
as it's not because it's useless because part of Snyder's plan, and that's dead already. So
Actually,
why-
the point the point is that if the Snyder did come out, it's not like magically Ben Affleck would be like, yeah, I'm Batman now again. Like it would just come out and we would see one more iteration with Ben Affleck, but one that's already taped. Like it wouldn't have any implications for Matt Reeves' movie. You know, like it wouldn't suddenly the world wouldn't change and they'd be like, oh, now everyone's recasted again. It would still be the same problem.
Even if it did come out, they would never make it canon because
And
there's
yeah,
too many.
it wouldn't be canon, so that's it. It doesn't
it's
matter.
not canon.
Like,
No, but-
Darkseid's not going to show up in the next movie.
Listen,
Wait, why
listen.
is this becoming a Snyder Cut thing?
Wait. 1 week ago, the article came out that James Wan secretly showed Aquaman behind WB's back.
What does that do? This not.
No, because James Wan hated Joss Whedon's work with Aquaman's
Don't we
character,
all?
like we all do, and he went behind WB's back to show Zach that here's what I'm doing, and they both together undid a lot of the work. So if a Snyder Cut did come out, it would be canon, but it would just never be just like two, like it'd end there, you know.
So, but we were just talking about it, just like a movie where you're like, Batman's going to be this, but they're going to drop all the dark side angle stuff like that. It's going to be the Brainiac.
Yeah, basically.
So it's not canon.
No, it's like he'll come one day. That's it. You know, like it's a good place that one day they can go back to.
I don't think they're even going to go near it anymore.
First of all, it's fine.
The point I was trying to make before this became a Snyder Cut thing was that I'm not putting I'm not giving them 100% on I have to see the first trailer. I'm doing exactly the opposite of what everyone did when Ben Affleck got casted. Okay, when he got casted, everyone lost their brains and we were like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. He played Daredevil. Daredevil was crap. Okay. I'm not going to do that with the new actor. What I'm going to do with the new actor is I'm going to wait until the first trailer drops and then the movie comes out. We're going to watch it. And I'm going to be honest. If I feel like he's not good, like he's not as good as Ben Affleck's Batman, I'm going to say that. I'm going to voice that opinion. I'm going to say that, yes, I don't think he's as good as Ben Affleck's Batman. And the reason why I think that you would be even able to do that comparison is because it's the same universe. I don't feel like it's unfair to compare. We already compared crossover universe, MCU and DCEU. Everyone already does that. So it wouldn't be a stretch for someone to be like, okay, the new Batman is not working. And we don't know, especially if he's going to cast a nobody, which is something we've heard. If he's going to cast a nobody, it probably won't work. It might not work. So I'm not going to put my faith.
Henry was somewhat of a nobody.
No, but what
until
happened?
Superman.
What happened to Henry is exactly what Omer's saying because
That's what I'm saying.
no, he didn't work. Who said he worked?
We're sitting at a time now where we've seen two movies with him. Okay, well, three actually.
Yeah, two, but
as far as the studios are concerned, he didn't work.
no, and everyone you know how you said right now that way it's not unfair to compare him to Ben Affleck. Everyone compared Henry Cavill to Chris Reeve and automatically said he's not as good.
Again, but I would say that comparison. The thing is, you have to actually look at what they're actually comparing, and it makes no sense. While this, you'd be able to compare. He's playing the same exact.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, you're saying that it's the same universe and the same things happen, so you can't compare Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill because they're completely different stories.
I'm not saying you can't
People
compare.
compared Ben Affleck to Christian Bale also when the casting happened.
I'm saying you can compare Christopher Reeves to Henry Cavill, but your comparison has to be just. Okay, so if you let's say you say, oh, Christopher Reeve never killed and this guy's killing. That's idiotic, and we know that.
One that's false.
That's killed too. So I'm saying that the comparisons were unfair.
Now the comparisons were like how he was more heroic and more optimistic and hopeful, and then now the conversation with Batman, people are going to be the opposite. It's like, oh yeah, this Batman is not as brutal, not as dark because Ben Affleck's Batman was supposed to be very brutal.
It's Matt Reeves. He still might he won't kill people, but he'll probably be very his movies will still be dark probably.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting my faith in the new actor until I see something. I'm not gonna do that. I'm also not gonna bash him.
Why are you lying? You're
Right.
trying to lie. Remember when Jake Gyllenhaal almost got casted and then you lost your brain?
Who?
Yeah, man, you weren't responding too kindly on the Jake Gyllenhaal rumors back in the day.
Yeah, Jake, nah, just not.
What happened to giving him a chance?
Yeah, if it was anybody else, I would have.
And you said that, oh yeah, since it's a nobody who's gonna come in Matt Reeves, that's why you don't believe in it. But Jake Gyllenhaal's A-lister.
Half the time I was joking around.
He's gonna waste his career in Mysterio now.
Like Jake, nah, okay. We won't see him for 10 years ever. So
you'd be better. You'd be a good Green Lantern though.
I don't know about that, but listen, all I'm saying is, if there's a way to get the big man back, then there is. But if there isn't, you go a new way, and you see what happens.
All right, Samir, would it make it easier for fans if they recasted Batman, but they kept the same Alfred and the same Jim Gordon, and the same Batcave, the same Batsuit, the same Batmobile?
That's not a given, by the way. That's not a given that they're gonna do all those things.
It's not a given at all. I'm saying, but what if they did? Because it's still in the contract.
Well, yeah, after keeping them in the universe.
Wait, if they're keeping them in the universe, wouldn't they have to do that?
No, they don't have to be. Still 20 years ago, they can still recast it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Depending on how early.
Yeah, like everything could be different. Like for me personally, I hope that even if they redesign his suit, I hope they keep the big symbol because they're gonna be like, that's distinctive for that Batman. You know?
They should just fill Superman place with Shazam and then recast Superman later.
Hell no.
Well, this wasn't really a Superman discussion, Samir, but if you want to be that way, we can do it.
Yeah, but you're talking about it before when you're like, oh, they can do all this, and then in the future they can make Justice League 2.
I'm saying, no, their new I think WB internally is thinking their new Trinity is going to be Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Aquaman for now. Like, that's what they're thinking.
That's me kind of, why Wonder Woman?
Because Wonder Woman's already doing a thing. Sure, movies coming next year.
They got to make Flash, bro. They got to make Flash.
Flash just got delayed yesterday. You didn't read the news, man.
I know. Why, though?
Because Fantastic Beasts garbage got delayed too. And Ezra Miller is the main character of both films.
Low key, after Toby Emmerich said what he said, it sounded a lot like they're gonna follow the Marvel formula all the way now because Shazam and Aquaman were kind of not A-list characters before. The MCU kind of used characters that weren't like their main thing, and it worked for them. So I think that they're following the Marvel formula more than anything else. He said in that quote that we're not following the Marvel formula, but they're following the Marvel formula.
Like he said, they're not. They're
following that formula.
He said they're not following it in the sense that they're not worried about the big universe plans.
One big arc.
Like they're not thinking about. They don't have any Thanos arc planned right now, which is what it is.
Which was going to be
right now, they're thinking like back to phase 1. They want to do one movie at a time and hope it works. And for Aquaman, it made 1 point. As right now sitting at 1.05, it'll probably surpass Dark Knight Rises by the end of its run. So it's worked so far in terms of making it just a solo film.
Yeah, it worked with one movie that was very unique. More than 80% of it shot in the water.
That's why he said that, it's all about the directors, Like, it's all about directors. And you saw that the Shazam's budget is only $80 million. It is so cheap to make that movie, which means they're going to flip that profit really quick. Like, Aquaman took $150 million to make. Like, Aquaman was double the expense of Shazam. So if Shazam even makes $600, that's really good. Like, they're going to make a huge profit.
I guess we'll see. I expect Shazam and Wonder Woman 84. Then there's a Joker standalone.
Yeah. Birds of Prey also.
Critically, you do.
Birds of Prey is coming out before Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman got delayed.
What happens if Birds of Prey flops?
Like,
what are the implications of that?
Which it will.
It won't.
It might not.
It's not going to flop.
It has a low budget too, so
that movie is going on like a $15 million budget. It's not going to flop.
What's the full title again?
The Emancipation of one Harley Quinn or something.
Yeah, but I think it's
Exactly.
It's Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, Fantabulous.
Exactly.
But it's not going to fail because of her. Suicide Squad didn't fail either. They made $800 million.
It would fail because of marketing. They have a marketing right to get people to actually know what
they said they have a plan.
That's the key.
They said they have a plan.
It's
they're
going
to
to
Yeah, they said they have a plan for it.
Do they know?
Yeah, who knows? But I think it will be good. It'll be fine only because it's limited budget. Like if you're not spending $300 million to make a film, then the return you need is very little. Like Suicide Squad was more expensive than this Birds of Prey movie. So
that's because of trash reshoots.
No, but Suicide in general is expensive because of CGI battle. There's no CGI in this game, and Ewan McGregor is a good casting. So they're doing a low budget ground and pound street level confirmed rated R movie confirmed. So it's gonna be different.
That's good. I mean,
Confirmed it was rated R.
Yeah, she confirmed it's a rated R movie.
Bruh. Can't believe it.
And Ian McGregor, we all know he's a freaking
He's a
crazy.
beast.
He's a crazy actor, so he's gonna pull it off.
Freaking Obi-Wan.
Actually, one of the rumors for Birds of Prey was that the main villain for Birds of Prey was supposed to be Penguin, and Matt Reeves shut it down.
that's true.
The W said no, like use someone else because we're already planning Penguin. Something to do with them.
That's true.
Either way, I guess that's pretty much it. I mean,
Wait, Ewan McGregor's in?
Yeah,
yes, he's playing the villain.
He's Black Mask. Oh no, he's not Black Mask.
He's Black Mask.
Oh, he's Black.
Oh,
Who's the other
oh
guy?
yeah.
He's the main villain. What other guy?
There's another guy where
Yeah, there's Victor Zaz also.
Oh, Zaz. Oh, yeah, Zaz.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be it's like very fleshy on Gotham City. We haven't really seen Gotham in this universe.
Well, let's see if it even has anything to do with Matt Reeves' Gotham. Two different Gothams.
Definitely won't.
And Harley Quinn killed Robin, but whatever.
Matt Reeves' Batman's gonna be super in the past.
Later on the door.
No, but everyone can get redeemed.
I don't think so.
Batman steamrolled over people. Who cares?
All right, he didn't kill kids. It's different.
He steamrolled over people. It's just because assisted. Which probably she's if you
I'm
can.
thinking Return of the Joker.
All I'm
right
saying, and in Return of the Joker, she was 100% redeemed. She was kicking her grandchildren on the butt.
She was in like a mental institution, right?
No, she wasn't. Are you losing your mind? Did you forget that movie already? She was picking up her
Because
grandchildren.
that's a kid's show.
Okay, I'm saying, bro,
It's
but
okay.
you just brought it up. That she did just same kind of torture. It's more like she was just there for it,
Whatever.
And who cares? It's like saying that Dark will show up, but he didn't. Who cares? Like,
That's not canon.
No, but it's canon to Batman vs Superman. The Nightmare Scene showed that Darkseid was coming down.
Okay, but it never came to fruition. Darkseid never showed up. That
It's
reality
not.
ended.
And the Robin
Listen,
thing
just
was
like Terminator. Judgment Day was rented.
the Robin thing was a throwaway line in a
montage.
music video montage of
It
Harley
doesn't
Quinn.
matter. It's canon.
In fact, when
It's
the
canon.
film was coming out, I didn't even notice it a few times. Like it played. It's important,
Oh,
They
it's
purposely
important.
cut out all the lines of Batman talking to Harley Quinn about it because they don't want to keep it. So that's complete unimportant to the story.
That's because they know what they're doing.
Like Toby literally saying they don't care about the universe anymore. They're not gonna care about small things like that.
Yo, let's call it what it is. The universe is big screwed.
I find the DC is dead period.
Big screwed.
I don't care. The second Godzilla comes out, me and Samir are jumping over to that bandwagon.
I'm saying.
Dude, Godzilla has a big chance of being ass, I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm not joking. I'm gonna
I'm
fin it.
gonna slap
I'm gonna
you.
fin it, Enzian.
I'm telling you, no. It could be really good, but it could suck too. I mean, come on.
It's really not. Okay.
It really won't. Sorry, it probably will. However,
It will be better than.
Okay. How come the
Fuck,
two?
man.
Like the 2014 was alright.
Alright,
It was good.
all I'm saying is that the two shills from the four of us are caping for the DCU, where the other two fair-minded people
I
are.
was just talking about the mistakes in the
me
universe.
and Zayyan are a little bit more like real.
All I'm saying is that Samuel L. Jackson said that
We're a little more real. You know what I'm saying?
listen,
Say it like it
Me
is.
and Omer know what's up. You guys
What?
are clouded.
listen.
Bro, y'all are wild, man.
Listen, let me tell you guys a quote, and you'll know what information I want you guys to know. Okay, take this to heart.
You have to get past the Avengers and Marvel shit at some point, okay? Other f***ing people make movies.
Have I not been saying?
Listen,
Right? We've been
I
saying
said that
this.
before he said.
I've been trying to explain to Omer and Zion if they don't understand.
Not playing. The thing
all agree with
is, he's right. Go what it is.
Dude, he's big, right?
He's big right. And release Snyder Cut.
So that's pretty much it, guys. I think we talked a lot about Ben Affleck and kind of the situation of the DCEU as a whole, and what we think about Matt Reeves' trilogy. I think I want to end on the fact that we're all kind of excited for it,
Oh.
and we're excited to see. Well, I'm excited, but we're gonna see what happens next.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens next and see how it goes. And
I know one person was.
it's all about that positivity, right? But we got some stuff coming next week. We're gonna have Shazam breakdown on Tuesday, and by the end of the week, we have a kind of fun podcast we'll share with you guys as well. So from myself, from Zayyan, from Omer, and from Samir, this is the Farooqi Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.